It is UFC London Fight Week, Evloev versus Murphy. In this video, I'm going to go through my full card picks and predictions. But before we get into it, please drop a like, subscribe, it'd be greatly appreciated. And also, we study tape, we study, so this is going to be the best picks on YouTube. Let's get into it. First fight of the night, Melissa Mullins versus Luana Carolina. What a bad matchup this is. Thank you so much, UFC, putting this as the first fight of the night. But you may recognize this woman, Luana Carolina. She is the woman that Molly McCann spinning elbowed out cold many years ago. Prime Molly McCann. No. Melissa Mullins is okay. She's pretty mid. Went out there last time out and lost to Zelena Kova. But Melissa Mullins has a chin, has heart, can grapple. For that reason, I'm going to pick her to win a decision or a submission victory over Luana Carolina. Luana Carolina's pretty mid in the UFC, whereas Melissa Mullins looks alright. Yeah, I do not care. Another fight which we do not care about, Chanel Dyer versus Rabina Oliveira. Hold on a minute. I've actually looked into Chanel Dyer's history, and she's not fought since September 2025. And when she fought in September 2025, she lost on the Dana White Contender Series. Yet they've signed her and put her in the UFC on the London card. Let's be honest, there's not many women's fighters from the UK, so I can understand why they're doing that, trying to boost the women's UK MMA fighters, but who cares? Ravina Oliveira's pretty mid. Lost to Stephanie Luciano and Amanda Lisboa, so she's pretty shit herself. I don't really rate either of these two women, but I'm probably going to pick Chanel Dyer to win a decision in the home country. Yeah, no one cares. Let's get on to the real fights. Hey, Shamrock versus Abdul Karim Al Sawadi. Who's this bomb? No, Shamrock had a lot of hype before his debut against Evloev. Let's not get it wrong. Let's not get it twisted. Naro Evloev is a decent fighter, very good prospect, can grapple. You can. And Abdul Karim Al Sawadi, I mean, you look at the shorts, that is the old gen shorts. And it's been a good couple of months now since we swapped shorts. He last fought in 2024 and lost to, I don't know who this is, Luik Razdanov. Nobody knows who that is. Absolute bum. Abdul Karim Al Sawadi, I do not know why he's in the UFC. It says United States, that's because he's from the UAE and, well, he's from Palestine. And, yeah, who runs the UFC, guys? So that's probably why they've changed that. So he'll probably lose and get cut. I'm going to predict Shamrock to win by submission or ground and pound. Abdul Karim Al Sawadi is not good at all. People are only picking him because Shamrock looked mid in his debut. Shamrock is okay. He's not no future champ, but Shamrock will do the job. And go out there and get a decision or a submission win. You know, Shamrock's kind of mid, but he's never going to be champ. But he will always beat guys like Abdul Karim Al Sawadi. And by the way, the UFC absolutely fumbled making Shamrock versus Anshul Jabli on this card. That's what I have to say. Give me Shamrock by decision or submission. Oh my days, Louis Sutherland. What a fighter. Went out there in his debut, got a heel hook by Volta Walker, which isn't embarrassing. Volta Walker's a very good grappler. Can do that, will do that to a lot of guys. May do it to Tybura, who knows. But did go out there and get heel hooked in the first? Yes. He broke a little bone in Volta Walker's leg. Louis Sutherland can hit very hard, but he's very immobile. And I'm going to predict Perecic to get a decision win or a KO win. Perecic is too mobile, too quick on the feet. Louis Sutherland will just stand there in the pocket, swing like a madman. Perecic is the bigger guy. Coming off a good win in his debut on the Perth card, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember who it was against. It was a bum, but Louis Sutherland is also kind of a bum. You know, no offense, Louis Sutherland. Yeah, give me Perecic by first round KO or decision win. Louis Sutherland's not great. He could chin him. This is heavyweight MMA. Anyone can win in heavyweight MMA. Louis Sutherland could chin Aspinall. Give me Perecic by KO or decision. Perecic will be the faster guy. Mantas Contravicus versus Antonio Tricoli. Now, Antonio Tricoli has fought 3 times in the UFC and got absolutely destroyed in all 3 of them. The guy cannot fight. Yes, he's fought okay comp, but I'll just say something now. Antonio Tricoli in his last 2 fights has lasted a combined total of 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the both. I've watched a bit of tape on Mantas Contravicus, and Montas Contreras can throw a punch, so I'm going to pick him to beat Antonio Tricoli in the first. The only reason he's here is because he stepped up on short notice against Shara Magomedov in some random Abu Dhabi card. And he's also piping Mackenzie Dern, I think. So fair play to Antonio Tricoli. But give me Mantas Contreras, an absolute layup for Mantas Contreras. An interesting bit of matchmaking because nobody really knows who Mantas Contreras is. Antonio Tricoli is a free win, so they could have played that card a bit better. But give me Mantas Contreras by first round KO. Next up, Mario Pinto versus Felipe Franco. This was meant to be Mick Parkin. I'm very glad Mick Parkin pulled out because we all love Mick Parkin, and I don't think Mario Pinto is a good matchup for anybody in this division. Mario Pinto is very good, 6'6", agile, fast on the feet, not your average heavyweight where he's just going to stand there, swing in the pocket like Louis Sutherland. Yeah, Mario Pinto looked good in his first two fights in the UFC. Destroyed Jonathan Deniz and destroyed Austin Lane, who we'll get onto in a bit. Felipe Franco is an absolute bum. Absolute can crusher on the regional scene. Went out there, got a late submission in the Dana White Contender Series. Not exactly impressive for a heavyweight. He probably was on roids on the regional scene. You look at him here. Don't be surprised if you see him look a lot more flabby in his debut. That happens a lot with guys on the regional scene that take roids and come into the UFC. They look like shit. I mean, Volta Walker was. Yeah, I'm going to pick Mario Pinto by first round KO or submission. Maybe decision if Felipe Franco can grapple, to be fair. But I just think Mario Pinto will be the better fighter and will get an easy win. Obviously, this is on short notice. Thankfully, McParkin pulled out. And honestly, how shallow this division is, I wouldn't mind seeing Mario Pinto pushed up the rankings straight away. Heavyweight is so shit by the top five. I mean, we've got Josh Hockett fighting Curtis Blades, and honestly, the division is that shit. I'm kind of tempted to pick Josh Hockett to beat Curtis Blades because Curtis Blades is just not great anymore, to be honest. Yeah, I think Mario Pinto will destroy Felipe Franco. He's a real big prospect in this weight class. Oh, next up, the best featherweight fight on the card. Arguably, it should be on the main card for sure. For sure. Nathaniel Wood versus Lucien Keita. Nathaniel Wood is one of my favourite fighters, and I'm going to pick him to win. That's not because he's my favourite fighter. I just think Nathaniel Wood will be too good for Lucien Keita. Yes, Nathaniel Wood gets dropped in nearly every one of his fights, but he's incredibly technically sound. And Lucien Keita has never fought anybody like Nathaniel Wood in his career before. Lucien Keita on the regional scene, yes, he was a champ, but you're telling me Nathaniel Wood would be Octagon champ and 16-0 or anything like that? He's got an impressive record, but he's not beaten anyone. The bitch pulled out against Pitbull on his debut. I'm going to pick Wood to win by decision. You know, Wood doesn't really care anyone. We've seen it against Morgan Charrier, Daniel Pineda. He'll put you down and probably fumble a finish, and that's what I expect him to do here. Probably could be 29-28. Lucien Keita could start fast and put Wood down. I'm scared for Nathaniel Wood. Lucien Keita is a very powerful striker, very big for the weight class. But I just hope Nathaniel Wood can get it done. You know, the guy should arguably be on a 6 or a 7 fight win streak. I can't remember the exact number. If that dirty cheat Namath hadn't robbed him in Abu Dhabi. Nathaniel Wood's very underrated. However, not a big name. That's why he's not been given the ranked opportunities like Malcazar Costa has and other fighters in the past. I do like Nathaniel Wood. I'm going to pick him to win the decision here against Lucien Keita. I can understand the Lucien Keita pick. This is a very risky matchup for Nathaniel Wood, and I'm incredibly scared for Nathaniel Wood. However, I think he will show levels, and he's fought better comp than Lucien Keita has. Mason Jones versus Axel Sola. Another very good matchup, which should arguably be on the main card. Mason Jones recently come back to the UFC after being out for a couple of... he got cut. Yeah, he got cut. Come back in early 2025, beat Jeremy Stephens. A good name on the resume, but realistically, Jeremy Stephens is washed. BKFC fighter at best nowadays. And then last time out, went out there against Balaji Oki in UFC Paris, I'm pretty sure it was. Got dominated in the first round, to be fair to him, but turned it around as Balaji Oki always does. Gasses out. Mason Jones got a TKO win. Bit of ground and pound from Mount, I'm pretty sure it was. And also on that card, Axel Sola made his debut at what it was at welterweight. I'm not sure. I don't know too much about Axel Sola. He may be a natural 155er taking that on short notice. I don't know. However, he's dropping down to 155 or 156 to fight Mason Jones. And I'm going to pick Mason Jones to win a decision or get a late TKO win. Mason Jones has more heart, more chin. And we saw Axel Sola look good in that first round against Reese McKee in his debut. Gassed out at the end. Reese McKee had some success in the second. The fight was a bit scrappy going into the third, but Axel Sola did show his striking quality and get Reece McKee out of there. I just think Mason Jones has too much heart. He's more durable than Reece McKee. Yes, Axel Sola could put him out in the first. That's risky. I'm predicting a 29-28 for Mason Jones. I think he'll take over as the fight progresses. Probably get some takedowns on Axel Sola. Get some brutal ground and pound. Maybe even get a sub. Who knows? But I do think this is a risky fight. The first for Mason Jones. Axel Sola has good striking. We'll give him that. Undefeated. I just don't think he's fought anyone of the level of Mason Jones. Another can crusher. Yeah, give me Mason Jones by decision. Maybe late finish. Who knows? Uh, I'm not picking every English fighter to win, by the way. I know this is a bit of a trend going on. Curtis Campbell versus Danny Silva. And if you ignore the way Curtis Campbell looks, he is actually a very bad motherfucker, as Dana White would say. Very good in his Dana White Contender Series debut. Went out there and just destroyed the guy by ground and pound. However, his opponent, Danny Silva, yes, he's 10-2. Last time out, Danny Silva fought Kevin Vallejos. Went to a pretty competitive decision. You know, he looked good in that fight. We've seen what Kevin Vallejos has done recently as of late, destroying everybody in his path. Kadze, Josh Emmett. So Danny Silva is very durable. However, I'm still going to pick Curtis Campbell. I think the grappling advantage is clearly on Curtis Campbell's side. Will be too much for Danny Silva. Curtis Campbell will get the takedowns, maybe get a sub or get his way to a decision win. Danny Silva's okay. He's durable on the feet. Grappling's a bit questionable. I think Curtis Campbell will exploit the grappling and get a debut win in his home country. That shouldn't be on the main card, by the way. How the fuck is that on the main card? But you know, everyone said that. That's boring. Middleweight bout: Roman Dolidze versus CLD. Now everyone's picking CLD to go out there and destroy Roman Dolidze. Roman Dolidze is not that bad. He's lost to decent comp, highly ranked fighters. I'm still going to pick CLD to win, but people are going out there saying CLD is going to get a first round finish in the first 5 seconds. CLD looked very good against Marco Tulio on the feet. Marco Tulio was taking CLD down. And what does Roman Dolidze want to do to you? Roman Dolidze is a very good grappler against low-level comp. You know, we've seen him get a heel hook over Jack Manson. Yes, he got absolutely destroyed by Fluffy in his last fight. But CLD is nothing like Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, short strickland victim. But I think the striking will be too good from CLD, and I think he will either get his way to a decision win or get a late TKO. I think Roman Dolidze he's got a pretty good chin on him, but CLD will be too fast on the feet. I like the way CLD throws the elbows. He mixes it up on the feet, throws elbows, nice kicks up the middle. And went out there last time out, destroyed a good prospect himself, Marco Tulio, getting another ranked opportunity. The only reason I'm slightly hesitant on CLD is he's had this before. He's come up against guys that are durable, like Gregory Rodriguez, Pulev last year, and he's looked a bit mid. So Dolidze, if he's hesitant on the back foot, trying to bait CLD in, maybe he could bait him in and get a nice cheeky sub. But I'm still going to pick CLD to go out there and get a decision or a late TKO win against Roman Dolidze and get himself in the rankings. I just don't think Roman Dolidze is very good anymore. Not really ranked level. The UFC, Roman Dolidze has been in the UFC a long time. Slowly think the new guard are catching up with older fighters like Dolidze, Vettori, who he beat last time out. And yeah, Dolidze is just not very good on the feet, let's be honest. Seen him lose to guys like Evloev, new gen. Yeah, give me CLD by TKO decision. Iwo Baranetsky versus Austin Lane. Iwo Baranetsky had an incredible debut against Ibo Aslan. Yes, it was questionable. Yes, Ibo Aslan did rock him a few times. Yes, he went out there like a madman. But I don't think he's going to be a future champ or anything like that. But look who he's fighting. Come on, he's fighting Austin Lane. Austin Lane is cutting down to 205. Don't be surprised if Austin Lane misses weight. The chin is only going to be worse on Austin Lane. That is perfect for an Iwo Baranetsky KO in the first. Austin Lane, we've seen him go out there at heavyweight and get chinned by guys like Junior Taffa KO'd, or the heavyweight one, Junior Taffa, they're both shit. Mario Pinto's destroyed him. Junata Deniz's destroyed him. Who else has beaten Austin Lane? Vito Petrino subbed him. And what else? Fuck. He beat Rebelis de Spain. Fucking hell. You look at his record, he's 13-7. He beat arguably the most terrifying striker out there, Rebellious to Spain, who's gone on to do great things at karate combat. But Ivo Baranevsky will beat Austin Lane in the first by KO. But if Austin Lane gets a takedown, it could be a bit dodgy. We've not really seen Ivo Baranevsky face a takedown. Austin Lane will probably look to take him down. He will be the bigger guy in there, but I think the weight cut will drain him physically. The chin will be even worse. And yeah, cutting that much weight when you're that shit and old is not a good idea. Ivo Baranevsky's a dog. I don't think any power will threaten him. See him against Ibo Aslan took a hell of a lot of damage. Austin Lane cannot produce that type of damage. Ivo Baranevsky is too wild, too creative on the feet, too fast. First round KO over Austin Lane. Now, feature fight of the card arguably should be the co-main event and questionable matchmaking, as we've all said before. MVP versus Sam Patterson. This fight is a lot closer than it looks. MVP, as we all know, is an incredible striker, will keep you at range, awkward to get to, but has major holes in the grappling, as we've seen guys like Ian Gary exploit it. And if you can get MVP down, it's more than likely that you'll hold him there for the end of the round. He's kind of like an O'Malley type of fighter where he probably won't get up. However, I do think he is better than Sam Patterson. I'm going to pick MVP to win a decision, maybe get a late TKO if Sam Patterson gets wild. And yeah, MVP will outclass Sam Patterson on the feet. Sam Patterson is good, but we see him against guys like Trey Waters who was popping him on the chin. And unless you're going to stand there in exchange with Sam Patterson, you may get some success against him. But I mean, Sam Patterson may hit you. What the fuck have I just said? MVP it'll be too crafty on the feet. We see Sam Patterson get picked off at range with a jab. MVP. Sam Patterson's used to fighting guys he's bigger than. Actually, no, that's not true. Trey Waters was big. Any guy that's big has given Sam Patterson problems. He's kind of chinny as well. We see him lose to Yanal Ashmuz. I know that was on his debut at 155. But I'm going to pick MVP. I do like Sam Patterson. I just think MVP is 2 levels above. Sam Patterson could be ranked level, but this is weird matchmaking. If Patterson can get him down, then definitely he could sub MVP, but I just don't think MVP will be taken down by Sam Patterson. We've seen him fight guys like Jared Cannonier. And he even had success against guys like Ian Gary, and let's be honest, Jared Cannonier and Ian Gary are 10 times better than Sam Patterson. Yeah, I like Sam Patterson. He's a good prospect. This is weird matchmaking. I don't blame him for taking this opportunity. Yeah, give me MVP by decision or late TKO, just staying at range, popping off with the jab. Maybe similar to the Nikita. This is a weird analogy. Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bukauskas, where Modestas Bukauskas just has no success with the first 2 rounds, goes in there swinging like a madman in the last minute, 30 seconds, and MVP could catch him like Krylov did and put him out. Weird matchmaking, but I just think MVP will show levels in the striking. Sam Patterson could get us up. Co-main event. Luke Riley, lad, taking on Michael as well. There's a lot of hype on Luke Riley at the moment. I'm on the train. I'm on the Luke Riley hype train. I do think he beats Michael Aswell by KO. I think he beats Michael Aswell by KO in the second, maybe. Or the first, it depends. Michael Aswell's okay. You know, we've seen him go out there against guys like Lucas Almeida have some success. Balaji Oki he lost to as well. I can't remember who. I know he's coming off of a KO win. It might have been Lucas Almeida. I don't really know too much about Michael Aswell. I think he trains with Joshua Van. But obviously, that's not going to help you in the cage against a guy like Luke Riley. Luke Riley will be too quick on the feet. If Michael Aswell can take him down, hold him down like we saw Bogdan Grad do to Luke Riley, then he may have some success. But I don't think Michael Aswell has a grappling level elite enough to challenge a guy like Luke Riley. Probably why they picked him as his next opponent. UFC clearly like Luke Riley. He's Paddy the fucking bad, his teammate, lad. So they're trying to use Paddy to build up Luke Riley, give him favourable matchups. If Luke Riley can keep that highlight reel going, we see him get a nice KO over Bogdan Grad in his debut. Did get held down for the first round though. So Luke Riley's a good prospect, but I think there's major holes in the grappling, and if low level grapplers like Bogdan Grad can hold you down, then elite level ones will. I know he's young, can make improvements, but I'm still going to pick him to beat Michael Aswell. I'm not too high on the Luke Riley hype train yet. We need to see him do it against some good comp. And this is a bit of a layup, and if he loses, it'll be very embarrassing. I do think he will beat Michael Aswell though by KO in the first or the second. Very good striker, but the grappling is a bit dodgy. Now, the fight we've all been waiting for. The main event, title elimination bout. Whoever wins fights Volk. Unless they give John Silver the title fight, which, oh my days, they better not fucking do that. Make John Silver Kim Evloev. Anyway, Morso Evloev, Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy is 17-0. And we know Movsar Evloev likes to destroy things that are 17 and make that 17-1. I'm going to pick Movsar Evloev to win a decision over Lauren Murphy. Maybe even get a late submission. Movsar Evloev is a very good grappler. Very good grappler. We see him out-grapple Aljamain Sterling, arguably the bantamweight GOAT. The striking's also pretty underrated of Movsar Evloev. Movsar Evloev can strike. You know, we see him rock Aljamain Sterling. He was competitive with Arnold Allen. I did think he lost that fight. No, it was a close fight. No, let's just because I love Arnold Allen. Let's not hate on Movsar Evloev. Movsar Evloev is a great fighter. Very good grappling. Okay striking. If Lauren Murphy's going to beat him, he's going to have to go out there early, put it on him. I mean, Lauren Murphy, his only KO was on the being a counter striker. We could see him do that. We've seen him get a knee up the middle, but it was against very low level comp. I just think Movsar will have far too much room. Grappling wise, we've seen Aaron Pico get major success over Lauren Murphy, taking him down at will. Yes, Lauren got up, but Movsar was a better grappler than Aaron Pico. I think Movsar will. Movsar doesn't care about having an entertaining fight. We've seen that throughout his whole career. He will just hold you down if that's what it takes. We may see a biased ref. Depends if it's like a Mark Goddard try and stand the fight up. But Movsar's got some underrated striking just because he's such a good grappler. People think he can't strike. He's a very good striker. Well, Lauren Murphy would be the bigger guy in there. Undefeated, coming off a great KO. Home crowd probably will look to put it on at Movsar early, but I think Movsar will take Lauren Murphy down at will and get his way to a decision win and earn that fight versus Volk. Obviously, as a Brit, I want Lauren Murphy to win. You know, we want all the British champions as possible, but I think Movsar is levels above, and the UFC have been giving him that Bilal Muhammad treatment, that Ankalaev treatment, trying to keep. Yes, he doesn't bring on him. Yes, he doesn't paint himself in perfect picture, being so inactive and or pulling out fights, being injured. But I just do think he is an elite fighter and probably may have a good title reign. He has a good chance to beat Volk. Yeah, I'm going with Evloev by decision. It pains me to say I don't like Movsar Evloev. Paedophile Movsar Evloev. No, that's a bit harsh. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like, subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated. I will be there in the flesh. I'm gonna try and make a vlog. Yeah. Thank you again for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Goodbye.